All right, guys, fantasy Q&A time. Fantasy Q&A time. What's going on? What's going on? All right, I'm here to take your questions. I'm here to talk about what happened week 2 on Thursday. So just bring them on. Let's talk about these fantasy lineups. Maybe I'll talk about the game a little bit, but it won't be that long. This is going to be the fastest 45 minutes of fantasy, so let's do it. So with regards to the Thursday game, I mean, a lot of people anticipated to be a low-scoring game, so some people might have sat their players, but if you had studs, you should have played them. Like if you had Terry McLaurin, you should have played him. You wouldn't play Daniel Jones even though he went off. You wouldn't play Taylor Heineke even though he went off. But Antonio Gibson, you should have played him. Barkley, if you were hurting in a running back position, you should have played him. I mean, he came out, he had flex numbers. I told you guys it would be a low-end RB2 flex, and he kind of hit that range. I mean, believe it or not. I know it's not what you expect out of a first-round pick, but there was some encouraging news about Saquon Barkley because he played 80% of the snaps, which tells me after he gets this 10 days of rest for his next football game, he's going to probably be at 100%. He's probably going to be full go going into week 3. So if you took the risk on Saquon Barkley, it might be worth it. It might have been worth it for sure now. So now, that being said, let's get into your questions. It is week 2. There's no reason to be in a full-fledged panic mode at this point, but I can understand if you are, but I think you shouldn't panic. You shouldn't have panicked about what happened last week with Aaron Rodgers. You shouldn't panic with Kyle Pitts. You shouldn't panic with a lot of players that you probably took at a high. There's no reason to panic here. All right, so let's get to some of these questions. Should I start Gronk? Benched him last week and he went stupid. Amari, I need to know who else. What are your other options? Who else do you have that you could start instead of Gronk? Because that's going to answer your question then and there from that standpoint. So tell me who else you have. Because if you tell me you don't have a good player, then that's a different situation. Appreciate the donation, Brandon. Shout out to Brandon for the $9.99. Appreciate it, man. And as always, become a Patreon. We got the Discord. I've been answering fantasy questions for pretty much the entire ride. I get questions from the Discord. I answer them immediately. I try to answer them as quick as I can. So join the Discord. There's a fantasy football channel on Discord. Go for it. Yes. I'm assuming he's your TE1 anyway. So yeah, absolutely. You should start Kyle Pitts against the Bucs today. But back to this question about Gronk. Depending on who you have, man, would I start him over Noah Fant? No. Would I start him over? He's a starting tight end today in fantasy. I mean, pay attention to the target share. The problem with starting Gronk is that, it's all about target distribution. You shouldn't be panicking about touchdowns because you can't guess touchdowns. You got to focus on targets. Targets leads to receptions. Receptions leads to TDs. All right, I got to take this call, so I'm going to have to go on mute for one quick second. All right, sorry about that, guys. My dog. All right, so let me see. Let me get to these questions because I want to hit them all. 12-team half-point PPR: Jamal Williams, Callaway, Sammy Watkins, Callaway. Give me Callaway there. Cup or DJ for flex. Ooh, that's hard. Oh, that's hard. Give me Cooper Kupp. Darnold Allen, when Darnold got more points than last week. If you're talking Josh Allen, you play Josh Allen every week. Quit chasing. Quit chasing. You start Allen every single week. Don't panic over what happened last week against Pittsburgh. You start Josh Allen over Sam Darnold 10 out of 10 times. A.J. Brown or Jonathan Taylor for flex. Give me Jonathan Taylor. It looks like they left tackles back, so that's good for the Colts running backs position. So give me Jonathan Taylor. Rashad is going to the game. Let me see here. Doesn't matter. He's going to get all the work. He's going to get at least 10 targets. He's probably going to get another 15 to 20 carries. He's going to touch the ball 25 to 30 times today. So I wouldn't be worried about CMC from a fantasy standpoint. I hope y'all lose today, man. I just want you to know that. All right. So who should be the key to our defense? I'm not talking about the game. Any good defensive streamers this week? The Jets. I like the Jets this week. The Jets are a good one. Denver shouldn't be out in the streets. Cardinals are interesting because of the sacks, but Jets, I mean, if you're desperate. Bengals are interesting against the Bears since they're playing Andy Dalton. But other than that, I mean, your streamers were Thursday night, and both of them failed because that was a high-scoring game. Deebo Samuel, CeeDee Lamb. I love CeeDee Lamb today, so give me CeeDee Lamb. Do you think – I'm not talking about the game. He's my flex, and I have Galladay, who already played. Now you got to make me remember who you asked for. Gronk. Yeah, you gotta play Gronk. Over those guys, you gotta play Gronk. I answered this already. Josh Allen, easily. I'm going to the bar every time the game isn't on television, man. That's what I do. That'll be hilarious. Panthers D or San Fran D? San Fran D. Deontay Johnson or Cooper Kupp for flex? Give me Cooper Kupp. No. Not until we see – no. They're still not using the tight end with the scheme guys. They're not using the tight end. So why would you start a tight end? Why would you put a tight end on your roster right now? Dan Otto hasn't done much of anything. Ian Thomas hasn't done much of anything. It ain't going to change much with Tommy Trimble. The scheme's the scheme. That's a tough one. The Ravens announced that they're gonna play the hot hand at the running back position. So that means the running back position in Baltimore is going to be random because it's going to be based on a hot hand. I think Tyson Williams is going to get the initial opportunity. But for me, I think I would rather have – I think today against the Raiders, I think I'd rather have Chase. Because I think Chase is more dependable on a target share versus Tyson. All right. So we're 10 minutes in. Y'all got any more questions? All right, let me check and see if I got anything in the Discord. DJ, Juju, or Fournette for flex? I would go DJ here, but it's close between him and Fournette because I think Fournette's going to get all because I think the Bucs are going to dominate the Falcons today, and because of that, I think that Fournette is going to get a lot of garbage love. But I'm worried about that running back spot. I mean, Bruce Arians said that all three of the running backs are starters, which is bothersome. It could be a smoke screen too, though. So for the Eliminator Challenge this week, I picked the Washington football team. So I'm already on to week 3. So, I mean, if I don't know if you want to take my recommendations or not, because I almost was eliminated, but hey, I made it. That's all that matters. I made it through the queue. Jared Cook or Mike Gesicki? Give me Jared Cook against Dallas. Damian Harris or Chase Edmonds, half-point PPR. Chase. I'll go with Chase. Only because it's going to be a high-scoring game. I don't know what's going to – I'm concerned about the running back setup in New England right now because I don't know what they're going to do. And I don't know why I'm having some lighting issues. Let me see if this will fix it. All right. Claypool, Callaway, Watkins. Give me Claypool, Callaway. That's the order right there. Claypool, Callaway, Watkins in that order. Kareem Hunt or Melvin Gordon and shut off flex Robbie Anderson. Not over those two guys, that's for sure. I prefer Kareem Hunt today, but it's really close. Mike Evans or Devo, give me Mike Evans, even though he might pull the rest of your hair out. Hawkinson or Gronk, give me Hawkinson. I'm trying to check my picks before kickoff. I guess I'll have fun and give you my picks for the day. All right. So I picked Washington over New York. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be that close. But, it is what it is. I got Buffalo over Miami. I got the Bengals over the Bears in an upset. I got the Broncos over the Jags. I got Cleveland over Houston, LA over Indy, Steelers over Raiders, Patriots over Jets. I know I said the Panthers would win a close one. I thought about it over the weekend after the show with Big Q. I'm picking the Saints to win a close one. I hope I'm wrong because I want to be happy because I think there's a different conversation about Sam Darnold if he pulls this off today. San Fran over Philadelphia, which is good. That's going to be a good game. Bucks over Atlanta easily. Cardinals over Vikings. Dallas over Chargers. Seattle over Tennessee. Chiefs over Baltimore. Green Bay over Detroit. Let's see. Robert Woods or Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley. T. Higgins over Brandon Cooks. Half point PPR. Brandon Cooks. Jones or Claypool in flex position. Which Jones? There's a lot of Joneses. I need to know which Jones Panthers buzz. Higbee over Gesicki? Yes, Higbee over Gesicki. Winston also played for the Bucks the last time either, so you got to take that in context. Look, man, I got money on the line. Look, I got money on the line. Now, there's a lot of folks in here that's on the pigskin pick them. And if you guys are ahead of me, y'all pick Carolina, y'all lose. My heart says Carolina, but my mind says New Orleans. Julio Jones or Chase Claypool? Give me Julio Jones. No. Give me Jesus, that's harder than I thought. Claypool. I'll still go with Claypool. Teddy Bridgewater and Matt Stafford. Give me Matt Stafford. I'm going out of town this week, bro. Say it again for the people in the back. I agree. I think the Panthers can win today. Let me be clear. I think the Panthers can win today. But if you're telling me we're home dogs today, man, so I gotta go with the money there. I hope the Panthers win. I'm gonna be rooting for them because I'm always gonna root for them regardless of what my picks are. But if I'm in competition, I gotta play to win. I gotta take the biases out of it. This is wild. You're taking Alvin Kamara 10 out of 10 times. I don't give a damn who the defense they're playing against. We don't know what our defense is yet. Just because we did well against the Jets with who has a rookie quarterback doesn't mean that we're going to do well today. I hope we do. I think we're going to give Jameis some fits, but I don't think this is the same Jameis that played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I think the fan base needs to realize that. And until they do, we'll find out today. I want to be wrong here, but this isn't the same Jameis. So it's Kamara. Kamara, I have Kamara rated as the number 2 running back in fantasy for this week. And the number 1 running back in fantasy is Christian McCaffrey. So the top 2 running backs in fantasy are going to be in our game today, which is going to be enjoyable to watch. I'm checking the clock because once 11:30 hit, I'm going to pull up them inactives. All right. So wait, Lamb, Cup, Cooks, or Debo needs two. Didn't you do this in Discord? Or did you change this up? I said Lamb and Cup. I said CD Lamb and Cup. Offense needs to control the clock. Yep, I agree. Elijah Mitchell or Darrell Henderson. That's hard. Give me Henderson, but it's close. Because I think everybody is on the Mitchell train because we think that Mitchell's going to get all the work, but Trey Sermon's going to be activated. James Hasty and Hasty's going to be activated too. So exactly, man. So I'm happy about the win against the Jets, but I need to see them play against some legitimate competition. And maybe it is a slight to the Jets, and that's fine. But I think the Saints have been more of a proven franchise over the last 10 years versus the New York Jets. So for me, I think this is a true test for us. Like, if we compete in this game, that's good for us. If we win this game, that's a bonus. If we get our behinds kicked, then we're going to be going back to the discussions about whether or not are we going in the right direction. Because there's different discussions that got to be had either way. You might have gave up too much, sir. But I don't know what your running back situation is for you to give up that much. You got to remember, man, I say this all the time, trades are about leverage. Like, if you got to give up something to get something. But you also got to think about what your team's going to look like after you give it up. So you have to even if you hate how a player plays, you don't want to get lowball. You still want to end up with a better team at the end of it. Jared Cook's a fan. I'll take Noah Fant here. Najee, Mike Davis, and Miles Sanders. Najee should have a field day today, so give me Najee. Waddle, Callaway, or Johnson from the Saints. Give me Waddle. I like Waddle today, man, because I think Waddle's going to have a good day today. Say it again, dude. Najee Harris was the only running back that played all the snaps. So that's what I'm playing Najee a lot today in DFS because of that, because he's going to get all the work. And if the Steelers get a lead against the Raiders, they're going to pound it. They're going to pound it. They're going to pound it. So it's interesting to see. I'm assuming he is, but the inactives aren't out yet, man. The inactives come out at 11:30. But even if he is playing, you're going to have to be concerned about Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams got a decent chunk of work last week. So you're still going to have to take that into consideration as well. For those who are still in the building, make sure you like and subscribe. Become a Patreon. Links on the ticker below. Let me see here. I'm here. Yep, PJ's QB2. I picked Washington this week. I picked Washington, and I'm in 2 eliminator pools. I picked Washington this week, so I'm already done. But I was trying to pick Washington in both of them, but it didn't get in time, and I'm not too happy about it because I would have been done. But for my other eliminator pool, I'm picking the Packers over the Lions. That's a hard one, man. Why do you have both of them? You should trade away one of them. And I think most folks will say, "Oh, trade away Rodgers," but no, because you're not going to get good enough value. I'm taking Russ this week, but you need to trade one of these quarterbacks. If you're in the league, well, we'll see, man. If you're really about that life, pick them in your eliminator pool. But a lot of folks picked the Panthers last week, so you probably won't be able to. Because let me see. Let me pull up last week's stats on the eliminator pool for PNP. Because a lot of folks picked the Panthers last week. Let's see here. What we got going. A lot of folks got eliminated last week, too. So let's look at week 1. So week 1 last week, 45% of the folks within the pool picked the Panthers. 11 people picked Carolina, 5 picked the Niners, 3 people picked the Bucks, and then 2 people picked the Vikings. They're out. 1 person forgot to put a pick in. Somebody picked Dallas over the Bucks, and somebody picked the Jags over the Texans. Even though I tried to tell you guys that the Texans was going to destroy the Jags. And on this show, I told you guys that was going to happen, and somebody still picked the Jags over the Texans. All right. So we had 24 in at week 1. We're down to 19. So now as for week 2, I'll let you know what happened so far for week 2. 2 people, somebody else picked Washington with me. So 2 people are still alive. But we'll see what you guys make decisions on. There's a lot of divisional games this week, so there's going to be a lot of close ones. A lot of close ones that you wouldn't expect to be close. So it makes division games makes the eliminator challenge hard because there's the unpredictability of it all. Because division games can go either way. That's why I think Carolina has a shot to win today because division games can go either way. I think a lot of folks will pick Carolina over the Saints in the eliminator pool because I'm in another one. I think that's going to be one that's going to be very, very useful, very popular. Another one that's going to be popular is definitely Green Bay over the Lions. Another one that's going to be popular is likely Denver over Jacksonville. So there's a lot of popular ones that's going to happen today. I think Denver versus Jacksonville should be the cream of the crop from the standpoint of it's not a division game, and Jacksonville is terrible. 49ers in Philadelphia, that'll be an interesting one. Last week, a lot of folks picked the Rams in other pools. So, I mean, it gets interesting. Like the key is you want to pick a team that you feel very confident that they're going to win, but you also want to you got to pick your spots, right? So me taking Washington now, that's one less problem I got to deal with later because they don't have a quarterback. So sometimes you take calculated risk in these pools to get to that finish line. So, yeah. But fun times. Let's see. I don't know who you are in this Pick'em League, Panther Buzz. All I know is this. Let's see here. I'm in 3rd place. I'm on a 5-way tie for 3rd place. And the person that's in 1st place got a 2-game advantage. So that's easy to obtain. And my boy Austin's in 2nd. That is correct. Those are the 2 safer picks this week. Packers, the only reason why the Packers are on risk is if Aaron Rodgers decides that he is ready to retire. But he should be able to beat the Lions today. That's just my opinion on the matter. So we shall see. Dang, a lot of folks forgot to put their picks in, or a lot of folks picked the Giants to beat Washington yesterday. They should. I hope so. After what happened to me last week. But then again, I might lose this week because of Graham Gano. Graham Gano got 22 fantasy points on Thursday, man. Put me in a rough spot. Wow, somebody went 6-10 yesterday in this pool pick. 6-10. Wow. That's a crazy assumption because I don't think he's playing anymore after this year. I think he might, he already talking about retirement, man. Michael Irvin said it best. If you're already talking about retirement, you retired. So that's what I'm afraid of. I don't think he's going to retire during the season. But if he doesn't show out against the Lions this week, I deserve to be eliminated for 1. And for 2, he might be done, guys. And then you might have to start talking about a panic. If the Packers start 0-2, then we'll have to have a different discussion about fantasy-wise. It'll be an interesting episode on Tuesday, which reminds me I might have to move the time for Tuesday because me and Rashad are going to do something with the Houston podcast on the schedule for Tuesday as well. Yeah, Gano, yo, man, these ex-Panthers are killing me. Gano crushed my dreams, man. 20, I've never been a fan of the kicker in fantasy anyway because it's so random. I mean, the weather doesn't warrant the amount of points that he got. All right, we got 4 minutes until we get to inactives, and then after that, I'm going to be focused on the inactives, and then I'm going to close out. I'm going to close out the show. Let me double check my picks. Let's see here. Oh, a lot of folks forgot to put their picks in. And some folks did pick the Giants, but a lot of y'all forgot to put your picks in. Can't win the prize if you don't put your picks in. Wow, man. Oh, the Bucks over the Falcons is a pretty good one too for the Eliminator Challenge. But I used the Bucks last week, so. Nah, I think Rodgers got other things he could do other than play football. I think, and he showed that in the offseason. Oh, the Patriots ain't a bad one either this week. I mean, even though I like the Jets defense in fantasy this week, I mean, the Patriots should be able to beat those guys. No. Nah, I wouldn't. I would not. Elijah Mitchell over Kyle Pitts. Whenever you have a running back that looks like he might get the bulk of the work over a tight end, I'm taking the running back 10 out of 10 times. I mean, back to this question, Jared. I mean, if you really want the handcuff that bad, fine. I just think James White has a role in the Patriots offense that no other running back can say they have, right? I think on passing downs, James White is going to be the guy. There's no doubt. Nobody's taking that away from him. And occasionally he'll get carries. But Peyton Barber, I don't know how I feel about that quite yet. I thought that was interesting when they said that. I mean, the dude's old, man. I don't think he wants to. I don't know if he wants to risk going to another team, and they're doing the same thing Green Bay's doing when it comes to getting them pieces to go together. And and it goes back to that whole discussion, man, about it's not just about the quarterback position when it comes to building a team. You got to have pieces around them, and Aaron Rodgers is showing you that. Aaron Rodgers was the MVP, and he was the MVP of the league last year, and he still wasn't happy how the Packers had the pieces for him. Still wasn't happy. I mean, I don't want to believe John Gruden is going to have Peyton Barber out there on first and second down, bro. I don't want to believe it. I need to see it. So I'm not ready to do that trade yet. Are you trying to get on my picks in so you can try to go against me, man? I mean, I picked the Patriots to win the game. I got the Patriots beating the Jets. The Jets are going to be competitive, though. But I got the Patriots winning the Jets. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm not ready to believe, bro. I'm playing King and Drake in some leagues today. because Kenyon Drake still got a third down role. And if the Steelers are and if the Raiders are going to be behind against the Steelers today, Kenyon Drake's going to get the burn, not Peyton Barber. I can promise you that. So if you go off game script, then it's going to be more about Kenyon Drake over Peyton Barber. Well, good luck, man. I'm not doing it. That's my point. Like, they paid a lot of money for Kenyon Drake to be a third down running back, bro. That's why it's hard for me to buy it. That's why I don't think you should make the trade until you actually see it. Oh, no, not a problem, man. Like, when the questions are slow, I'll talk about the game too, but it's just I want to focus. My attention is to focus on the fantasy questions. But I appreciate it, man. When the questions are coming in slow, I will talk about the games. Appreciate the support. Now, let's get into these inactives, because they should be up here now up in this piece now. So let's get into these inactives real quick. All right, let's see here. We'll blow that up, and we will refresh. Crowder's out again. That more reason why Corey Davis might get shut out. He might get the target share, but they might shut him out. But we ain't got too many inactives yet. FA's inactive all. All right, let's see. Let's do another refresh. Josh Jacobs, we already knew he was going to be ruled out, so that's no surprise there. Still waiting for more inactives to pop up, so we got a little bit of time. Oh, I think he's going to ball today. You know what's funny, man? I thought about setting up a lineup with Teddy Bridgewater in fantasy, and I still might. I got time because I got to still make some more adjustments after this show, but I got to get to the bar first and make the adjustments at the bar. But I thought about making a Teddy stack in DFS. The only reason why I didn't do it yet is the fact that means I got to find somebody to play in Jacksonville. But I think I have somebody I can do it with. Oh, yeah, I agree. But my concern is I think Denver might smoke him more than what Tyrod did. And if that's the case, Teddy ain't got to do much. You know what I'm saying? It'll be more on Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon than on Teddy. But start him over who? Like, who are we talking about? Over Sam Darnold? Yeah, sure. I'm taking Sutton, bro. Don't let what happened last week put you in a panic. I'm taking Sutton over Tim Patrick today. I think Noah Fant is the biggest beneficiary of the Jerry Jeudy injury, though. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's just how I feel about it. All right, let me update the inactives. All right, we got more. Okay. Nothing surprising. Aggie Pride. Nothing surprising so far. Nothing surprising. Nothing to be in a panic about yet. Houston. I'm waiting for the Patriots. That's the one I'm waiting on. I want to see if Gilmore's active or not. I kind of did, only because the head coach came from Baltimore. The Houston running back situation is still a mess. I think all three were fine to start last week in hindsight because they all got touchdowns. But if you're telling me, like, I think season long, I prefer Phillip Lindsay over all of them because it looks like Phillip Lindsay has a role. And I think Mark Ingram and David Johnson are fighting for the same carries. And I think it's kind of similar to the New England Patriots situation, right? If you ask me right now which running back I'd rather have, it would be James White because I know what his role is. Oh, he's on the pup. All right, if he's on the pup, I still think Corey Davis is going to have problems today, though. All right. Nothing surprising so far. Nothing I didn't expect. Everybody knows. All right, we can talk about Buffalo. Everybody knows that Zach Moss is going to be active today. So everything about Zach Moss ain't making it, Devin Singletary's taking over, you can go and throw that out the window, buddy. Lattimore's inactive. That's great. I'm not changing my pick. Pick's my pick. That's my thing, man. That's why I don't think he's going to do as well, because Bill Belichick takes out the best player, and that is who their best player is. It ain't Tevin Coleman, and Jameson Crowder is inactive. So they're going to take – Corey Davis is going to be blanketed the entire game, no matter where they put him. Doesn't matter. Still waiting for the Patriots inactives. Ain't here yet. All right, we got 8 minutes before I shut it down, guys. 8 minutes before I shut it down. The Saints, they are here. Lattimore is inactive. Deontay Brown, all right, for the Panthers inactives. Oh, y'all going to love this. Deontay Brown is inactive. Phil Hoskins is inactive. Daryl Johnson, Aggie Prod, he's inactive. Michael Jordan is inactive. Trent Scott is inactive. Shi Smith is inactive. And Colin Townsend is inactive, which means we're going to have Erickson returning again. That's what that means. I thought Shi Smith was healthy, though. I thought there was nobody out. Oh, yeah, it gets interesting now. It gets real now. I'm out to just send my DFSs now. I think that's good news for DJ Moore. That's good news for Robbie Anderson. And that's good news for Terrence Marshall. That makes it bad for the Jets because Corey Davis is still going to get blanketed. Who are you telling? I would like part of the reason why I'm not live streaming is because I want to watch the game and not have to worry about like issues. Yo, man, the Patriots are special. DJ Moore. I agree, man. Like I think we were all hype about Shaq, and we should have been because he balled out of his mind. 10 tackles. He looked great last week, but there's always a caveat. So we're going to see whether or not if he continue to play that well today. Let's see here. Jesus. I want to say Seattle, but I don't know. Who cares? They're both bad. I don't think either of them are good. I think I would lean towards Seattle, though, but barely. All right. 5-minute warning. Because the Patriots play at 1 o'clock today, unfortunately, I got to beat the fans. All right. I'm going to do one more refresh before I shut it down because I don't think – there's the Patriots. Since he's on the pup, that means that Lattimore doesn't have to they don't have to put a – ooh, this is interesting. Was he hurt though? I thought is he hurt? Oh yeah. So he got penalized. They put Ramondre Stevenson in the doghouse for that fumble. But that's interesting. That means there's another running back out there in the Patriots streets. Good luck trying to have an idea of who that is. Let's see. New England Patriots. Let's see. Position. That means J.J. Taylor is active, guys. So we got Damian Harris, James White, and J.J. Taylor. And this is why I'm afraid of the backfield of the New England Patriots. J.J. Taylor. They all fumbled, man. The only one that didn't fumble was James White. The only one that didn't fumble was James White. Everybody else is in the doghouse. Damian Harris, I mean, yeah, you can boost Damian Harris up. But don't be shocked if J.J. Taylor's out here getting a carry or two because Damian fumbled too, guys. And Damian fumbled in a key. Damian's fumble cost them the game against Miami last week. So we'll see. I mean, it's the Jets. That's another factor too. Because it's the Jets, if the Patriots get a big lead, J.J. Taylor's going to get all the love. They'll probably put him down. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. I will say that. It will be interesting. Bro, I've seen Bill Belichick bring in the fifth-string running back and have a day. You don't know what he's going to do. There's only one guarantee. James White is going to be there in third downs. That's the only guarantee you got in fantasy football, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see, man. It'll be interesting. I'll be keeping track. Oh, they changed up the font. Oh boy, Josh Norman is starting. All right, let's see here, man. All right, it's been fun, guys. It's been fun. I will say that. I'm getting ready to go head to this bar, watch this game. Hopefully the Panthers pull it out. Good luck in fantasy today. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel. As always, we go live every Monday to do the recap after the game, go over the news that happened in the NFL, things of the sort. We go live every Monday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Me and Rashad does a nice little show for you guys. So become a patron if you haven't already. Manscaped, 20% off using the code PNP. If you believe in my picks, you can go to mybookie.ag, use the code PNP, and get some money bonus. So good luck, guys, today in fantasy, and always remember, keep pounding.